We're about to lose one. Get the intruder.
Copy. We're almost there.
Security breach.
Attacking the area.
Security breach.
Shit, I've got movement. Where? Everywhere. Contact!
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This hurts one more time. You just cannot get rid of me. I know. As hard as y'all try. No, I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay, people. Anyway, it's SvM Blacklist again. We're at the uranium mine. I know. I know that I released the videos with. I spaced them out a little bit. You know, I get about 2 a week out. You know, at this point. But yeah, this was all kind of clustered together. All three of these. You know, I've done 3 uranium mines and across. You know, maybe about 5 or 6 videos, you know. Every second video seems to be uranium mine, and that's after deleting another 3 or 4 uranium mine episodes, or videos in particular, rounds that I had captured. So I kind of stuck with the best 3. And I think the 3 brought a little bit of variety, at least on the spy side of things. We're looking at the overcharged suit this time around. Of course, we've seen Old Faithful up here. You know, we usually see Old Faithful running. And the intel suit. We had a little bit of uranium mine intel suit action not long ago as well. So at least I got a little bit of variety on the spy side. And I got this hack going here in the A sector, and I'm just hanging around, waiting for the defensive lines to come in. There's Sergey setting up early on here. That's nice to see. And let's get a suit, a loadout rundown. So it's the overcharged suit here. You can see the defenders, Uranium coming in. Sergey does fall. You know, certainly played the distraction, which is always essential. Even if it's not your intention to play the distraction, if you're playing the distraction, if you're out there causing a disturbance while a teammate, a friendly, is coming in at the enemy's 6, then you're certainly playing your role, you know. And right here, I loved how this played out. I really didn't pan out. I was trying to just kind of fill the breaking guy there with a couple of shots, you know, make him think twice about coming in the room. And I kind of jumped the gun a little bit there, so to speak. Now right here, I'm forced to pull up. I really didn't want to get stuck in a situation where the explosion of those grenades knocked me off my ledge. I wasn't sure whether it would actually affect me that high up, but I didn't want to take the chance. But going back to that kill that Uranium got on the breaking guy, I mean, I just loved how that played out, you know. It was just enough. The few shots that I put the breaking guy's way, it was just enough for him to, you know, really hesitate moving into the room. He moved forward, inched forward a little too cautiously, and it gave Uranium time to kind of swing in low and get onto that ledge and yank him off of there to his death, you know. So I liked how it played out. Anyway, I don't think I finished running down this loadout, but I'll tell you, my team, look at this, already bringing in, you know, we've brought in the A sector, and the team just really pushing the assault here as we pick up this hack in B as well. I think this time around it was Sergey. But anyway, it's the overcharged suit. Sonar goggles, as you can see, the UMP for UMP-45, RFD disruption, takedown gloves, and some serious scrambling here on the breaking guy. Luckily, I managed to bring it in, you know, a little back and forth action there, dropping flashbangs and just trying to keep myself from getting the old gun bash to the nose, you know, while bringing out my blade and slicing some flesh. But anyway, let's finish this rundown. Takedown gloves, pocket pants, running shoes, flashbangs, and EMP grenades. And this loadout in particular, I highly recommend this build. I like it. You're really suffering from you know, not having any armor, so you can get gunned down pretty quickly. But you know, as far as you know, mobility and gadgetry and kind of range on your takedowns, this loadout is pretty solid. You know, it's a pretty good build. You've got that overcharged suit backing your ass up as well, which is nice. And that UMP-45 or UMP-45, a great weapon for taking down the enemy. I mean, I know that I've spoken of. You know, I really did fall in love with that PFS-12 build, but going way back to like episode 5 or 6, I think I made mention, going back that far in time, that this was probably the most well-rounded spy weapon in the game. And you know what? You're gonna see it right here as these Mercs they begin to filter down here. Now this was pretty bad, but that was my own fault. You know, trailing the target. I think I missed every round, but you know what? picked up some good dust, and it was enough to... I don't know why that was... What the importance of that was. But anyway, you can see Jerry Yulee. I don't really know how to pronounce that name, but that's what I'm calling him. Jerry Yulee. He did move into that little... Well, kind of that central... The beginnings of that tunnel that's forming right down there. He moved in there, and you know what? Look at this at this range, just spectacular. You know, so long as you as the shooter manage to keep it under control, and keep your crosshairs on your target, you're gonna put guys down at long range with this weapon really easily. And you saw me do it twice, one right after the other, stacking up the bodies, putting down both Jerry Yulee and a Scanio over there. You know, and there's still a corpse sitting in there in that tunnel, just waiting to be mulched up by that grinder. Anyway, and the hack is picked up one more time here. Zulu Mike, you can see him right around the corner with his pistola in hand. Put a little fire, you know. And as soon as I saw him step out like that, I figured it was wise for me to push up. You know, if he starts to play the distraction, then I can come in on somebody's flank, right? And that's the way you got to look at it. You know, you can't just have a game plan for yourself. You have to be able to react to what your teammates are doing and try and sensibly fall into a decent position. And that's when you're going to find the success, you know, out there. Situations like that. Now right here, it was really just a race to the corner. I would imagine with the disruptor suit, he was probably running motion tracking. I could, of course, be wrong about that. But I was making a lot of ruckus coming around the corner, looking to cut him off, and had the flashbangs ready. Drop them flashes, put down 2 of them. Obviously, he was blinded. You know, you saw the kind of the panic melee bash come forward from him, and that's the great sign, because it's like a window, a door opening. You know, the door of opportunity. The window of opportunity opens, and you can just kind of close in safely and put down your man, which is what I did. And there we go. And if you noticed right there, rewind the video a couple seconds and look at the upper right-hand corner. Yarkum putting down 3 guys, 3 mercs in really quick succession. Each of them a slice and dice. So I don't know what he was doing. But my God, he was kicking up a goddamn firestorm down there. Kicking up some dust. Shedding quite a bit of blood. And getting the job done, you know. So a great team effort. We saw Sergey in action in the distance as well. Shutting down the breaking guys. Final charge. I think it was the breaking guy trying to get in there. And again, as Sergey breaches this area and taking down Jerry Yulee, you know, only to fall himself to Khan, to end the Khan. And you know what? This is it. 2 hacks complete. 3rd one is in our sights. You can see the Merc presence is heavy here, but one of my spies has actually put down, I think it's Yarkum, put down a decent smoke screen here, and it allows me to just, you know, the opportunity to pick these guys off. Makes them easy pickings for my, you know, this superior weapon, this UMP-45, and it really is a spectacularly balanced weapon for this game. As the spy, if you're looking for something that's going to serve you well out there, grab this gun, you know. I still do love that PFS, but this gun, there's just something great about it as well. And going to the sidearm, bringing out the pistola to finish off my man. I love having moments like that. I don't do stuff like that often enough. So when I do, I really do dig it, you know. And then not missing a step, going straight to the upper shelf, and coming down and putting down the man with a great death from above, taking some fire. This is a Scanio I'm squaring off with right now with his shotgun. I was kind of anticipating the charge forward. You know, that's why you saw the second EMP grenade go down, kind of out of range, you know, kind of ineffective. But with that charging with Yarkum charging in the way he did, it gave me the opportunity to bring in one more kill with my pistola, a little dangling pistola kill. And I almost got a neck. I almost did some slicing and dicing. But the breaking guy coming in there and ending my streak, ending my run, because I was tearing shit up in there, people. I certainly was. That was a spectacular run as the spy in there. And some real fast-paced action unfolding. But did I run down this kit? I think I did completely, right? And I want to recommend this, you know. A little light with the armor. I think that's what I was trying to get to. I got a little sidetracked, though. But as far as everything else goes, you know, between having the extra gadgetry, I like how it's set up with the flashbangs, the EMPs. You know, you've got good speed, you've got good mobility and agility with your takedown gloves. But you are a little exposed, you're a little weak out there without the armor, you know. But this weapon, this UMP-45, it's spectacular. If you're squaring off against a Merc with this, if you get the jump on him by a second or a second and a half, and you're accurate enough with your fire, like right here, I mean, look at that. Put him down relatively quickly. And Scanio, I mean, he was a little slow there. You know, kind of, he looked a little rusty, a little tired or something. Caught him napping a little bit because it seemed to take him quite a while to actually turn around and pinpoint the location, the source of that fire, you know. But and he couldn't even get a shotgun blast my way before that UMP-45 put him down, riddled him full of lead and put him down. Anyway, there it is, 300% coming in. Oh my god, they're gonna have one hell of a mountain to climb here on this side of things. And myself, one hack, 12 and 2. This loadout, it's highly recommended. I do like it. And ever since the discovery, my own personal discovery, that RFD vision, how powerful it is against kind of the intel suits, well, all the suits in general, but more in particular the intel suit and the cloak suit. The overcharged suit really, you know, after realizing just how powerful that RFD vision is, the overcharged suit really does become the number one suit available in the game. It becomes the best suit that you can pick, simply because if you set it up properly, you don't suffer those extended periods of detection from that one vision mode in particular that you do when you're wearing the cloak suit or the intel suit, you know. So this is a great, or that overcharged suit, I highly recommend it, you know. Put it into action.
That's how we do it.
Anyway, grabbing a sip of my tea here, let's take a look. This is a new weapon on the channel, and this was just recently purchased as well, you know. I don't know why I waited so long to pick this gun up, but I did, and I think it was the last thing I actually needed to buy in the little marketplace there. I don't know what you'd call it exactly. In the Paladin, you know. But anyway, so it is the SA-58OSW. And you know what? I'm really digging this gun. And you'll notice right now, kind of, it looks, you know, it looks pretty slick. I like it. Silencer on there. And it has no sight on there. And the reason it had no sight on there is because I was building it, or I had made the purchase, and I was assembling the loadout between rounds, you know, just to mix things up, because this has actually replaced the MG4, and I think I had finally just had enough of that goddamn weapon. You know, and it was between rounds I was trying to build this loadout, and I missed kind of the game, if I remember correctly. The game just launched before I could finish building it, you know, before I could get a sight on here. But you know what? After using this weapon for a few rounds without the sight, without the red dot or the hollow, I really did like the way it felt, the way it handled. The iron sights aren't too bad at all on this thing. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm carrying around like an ACR or something, you know. It just felt good. Anyway, a quick little shutdown, or a quick hack picked up and then shut down on both the A sector, if you were paying attention, and the B sector right there. They didn't even get 1% of that sucker. That's how on the ball I was there, you know. Anyway, let's run down the loadout. I get that intel device down up where I like to have it. You can see it does the job. But any good spy carrying the EMP grenades is gonna shut down that device after one detection, right? And which is how it played out. Right? Anyway, the loadout, disruptor suit, motion tracking vision, and again, this is really the last time you saw this loadout in particular. I was wielding that big MG4 at the particle accelerator, and I don't think anything's really changed except for the weapon that I'm carrying. So, disruptor suit, motion tracking, the SA-58OSW is in there, silenced right now. I'm not sure of all the rest of the modifications that have been made, but it is missing the sight, and I think you're gonna probably see me using this weapon as it's currently designed for quite a while, you know. So if any future videos come up with this gun, you're probably going to see it as it's currently designed, because I liked how it felt, as I said. Enhanced detection is on my visor, the armored gloves, pocket pants, running shoes, VX gas, and the intel, the intel device. That's right. So there we go. They managed to bring in about 50% there, but the sucker got shut down, didn't he? And then I get a little slice and dice, and my God, a great approach there by Jerry Yulee. I didn't have a clue what was going on. Didn't have a clue, and you can see pretty ballsy, sir, pretty ballsy. Getting right in there, trying to pick the hack up. At least it was a good effort, you know. But the Merc presence was just too severe, too intense. Too intense for the poor man. And he got put down. He sliced and diced old Hertz, though. That's always something to remember, yes. Anyway, another sip of my tea here. You know, there's not much hope for them. You know, it's never a good thing when you're opening as the Mercs to give up that 300%. All three terminals, at the very least, it's a morale killer, you know? At the very least, because you come in at halftime and you're like, God damn it. I can't even win this game now, despite my best efforts. I won't even be able to bring in a win. I'm playing for the draw at this point, you know? So a real morale killer. That's a big mountain, like I said. A big mountain to overcome. A big mountain to climb. And they have their work cut out for them. We've survived it. We're doing a pretty solid job locking things down, you know. Closing in on this halfway point.
Incursion ceased. Nice.
As Zulu Mike shuts down the hacker, the breaking guy. You can see there's still a little bit of activity in the area. Guys are all over, and they've been detected. I'm not sure by what. Did I drop an intel device over here? I'm not sure. It could have been a drone. Could have been somebody else's intel device, but there are quite a few bodies hitting the floor as we lose both Zulu Mike there. And who's the other guy? Who's the other guy? Can't even think. Can't remember. But Sergey avenges them and gets a little melee kill. It looked like a rock bottom style kill on a Scania, you know. Avenging both Zulu Mike and who's the other guy? I can't remember. Why can't I remember? I should be able to remember these things. Anyway, moving on. You can see the Spies have shifted strategies here. They move across the field, across the battlefield, pick up this A-hack. You can see there's already a perimeter coming into effect. You know, guys looking to guard these doors wisely. I do like seeing that. I get the VX gas down, hopefully to flush him out. You know, you can see we've got a heavy presence trying to get into this sector. And finally, I just kind of skirt that whole, well, that goddamn danger zone altogether, you know. Come in wide on them. You got to figure with all the Mercs, with my entire team kind of at those doors trying to breach anybody looking to defend this sector, any of the Spies in particular. We're posted up at those double doors, you know. So coming in wide and flanking at that point is it's kind of a smart play, you know. You still have to be a little bit cautious, but you're probably going to be pretty good. You're going to find a solid breach point if you go down the steps and come in the door that I entered from, right? So there we go, and a breaking guy just caught him, you know, getting a little tricky, coming in upper level. I do like seeing that. I do like killing a guy up there, you know, because you know it wasn't going to be long before he did the zip line across the room and was in there picking up the hack again, you know. But anyway, they managed to get the hack going here on the B sector. I did see the man, the hacker in particular, kind of duck off this way. I'm looking for him, and you know what? Look at that! Look at that! I almost walked right on by him. You know what? I can admire the patience of Endicon there. You know, he really did just try and hold his position. He didn't jump the gun. You know, he probably, if he had, he may have been able to finish me off. You know, it wasn't until I actually turned around and saw the glow in his eyes that he actually tried to put a little fire my way. So I can appreciate the patience and and praise that style of gameplay where he just tried to stay hidden in the shadows. But you know what? Sometimes you just have to try and put down the Merc if you can. You know. At the same time, I was well aware. I mean, the only reason I kind of did the double check in between the tires was because I was aware that he had moved into that area. You know, I saw him run across my line of sight and duck off into the lower level around the tires of the dump truck. Right. So anyway, I found him. I caught him in there. But again, I do like seeing guys that are going to try and be patient and not give their position away when there's a shitstorm that's swirling around them. You know. Anyway, coming back to life here, the breaking guy nearly dropping in right on my noodle there. And here he comes back, you know, looking for a mad charge there with the cloak suit. But I counter that with a little disruptor action, and you know what, my OSW to the face at close range. And there's just something I love about this gun. I really am digging it, you know. The way it's currently designed, it feels good, you know, it feels good. It feels maneuverable, you know. It feels loose in my hands, but comfortable, right? And again, picking off a Scaniel this time in the corner, in the shadows. You know, I'm really having a great run here in the B sector in particular. I mean, I've been put down a couple times around here, at least once that I can recall. And, but I've been shutting down quite a few hacks in this area, you know. So this was like my territory this round, you know. Anyway, the breaking guy looking to get tricky, looking to swing around out of the B sector, probably come around and try and set up at that door. Or just abandon it altogether and try and put up a defensive measure for the C sector, you know. But I shut that down. But you can see, look at that little silhouette moving in. Somebody cloaked spy moving into the area. Scaniel taking down Sergey, but got tripped up himself in the stairwell. And I'm in there to capitalize on the situation as I fill him full of lead with my SA 58 OSW, which I'm just digging. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it feels. I like the sound of the hit markers. I didn't like the sound of that slice and dice across the throat by the breaking guy, but my God. Well, it's going to happen from time to time, isn't it? Yes, it is. Anyway, you can see the Mercs have piled into the little tunnel there. Zulu, Mike, the ones that are still standing anyway. The teammates that are still standing. Somebody trying to get around on them. Looked like the breaking guy one more time. but he gets shut down. The hack is still going strong, though. 56, 57, 59. We're moving into 60% here. So a good final attempt at bringing in a hack, you know, with only 30 seconds left. They certainly did try. I mean, it wasn't from lack of trying. But again, it can be tough when when you have to bring in 300% on your round just to bring in the draw. I mean, that's a, oh my God, such a motivation killer, a morale killer, you know. But they made an effort here coming down the final stretch. I certainly respect that. The guys that stuck around, and which I think was probably most of the team. I don't think there was a lot of filtering in and out, and even last second, you know, never say die again. Never say die again here. Never say die attitude as they bring up the hack. We could have just walked off honorably at this point, you know, but no, right into overtime with like 1 second left. Somebody started up this hack, and I'm getting sliced and diced. It's costing me lives. I'm not impressed at this point. I should be at the bar enjoying a beer, you know, relaxing with the rest of the mercs after our shift ended. But no, we're in overtime looking to shut down this pointless hack, which is still going strong. And again, amazing, a really strong effort by them. And there we go, finally the fourth guy comes in. Sergey hunting down the breaking guy with his drone and shutting down this hack. We're finally able to, well, to go and get that beer we've been talking about for so long now. I get all the defensive measures down that I can think of. I don't feel like having to to fight off this hack again. And at 69%, we got shut down. 300% to 69%. A solid little, you know, a fun game to watch. You know, some great action on both ends. You know, it was a bit of a real walk-away victory. I'm not going to deny that. But that happens from time to time. It doesn't mean that the game didn't have merit or enjoyment. And again, I thought the pace was good and fast, and I had a great time on the spy side of things in particular. Anyway, let's take a look at some names and numbers. My team really had a great overall performance there. Myself, 1 hack, 4 defense, 26 and 6. Sergey right below me, 1 hack, 4 defense, 21 and 9. Loving that. Yarkum, 21 and 12, pretty solid. And Zulu Mike down there with 1 hack, 3 defense, 11 and 5, and almost everybody on the team was running at least a 2-to-1 KDR, which is always nice to see. Nearly, you know, Yarkum a little shy of it, but pretty close, you know, pretty close. And not much worth mentioning down in the bottom level again. But Breaking Guy and Escanio, solid players, you know. It just sometimes you just get overwhelmed, and there's nothing you can do. Anyway, guys. Thanks for stopping by, tuning in, and checking out this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I'll see you in the next one. I don't know if I drew any attention to it. Hopefully, at this point, I've gotten one classic up into the mix of things. It may not have happened, though. But for the guys that have interest in that, be aware that I'm not neglecting the classic. I will be, you know what, if I haven't gotten anything, this was still part of the kind of the surplus of footage that I had, you know. So at some point, I'm going to be going in and trying to get some classic. And the other thing to look for here, you know, for you guys that are not just Splinter Cell fans or Spies vs. Mercs fans, but Ubisoft fans, and for you guys that are looking forward to Watch Dogs coming out, you know, I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully some of you guys are going to be happy to see, and we'll check back in when I get that rolling on the channel. I will be doing both single player to start and some multiplayer action as well. I just recently saw a video of the multiplayer action in action, and I was kind of impressed. You know, I liked it. It was almost like a fusion of various styles, you know, but all kind of Ubisoft gameplay styles. Like, it felt like a little bit of Splinter Cell, maybe, you know, not quite as stealthy and spy-ish, right? But having to hack, you know, some kind of intel, bring it in, and then extract it, right? And it just felt like across the few game modes that I saw, it felt like a kind of a fusion mix of Assassin's Creed elements, Splinter Cell elements, kind of all taking place in this GTA backdrop, you know, where we had access to vehicles and we had to extract by taking the battle to the streets, right? So that looks pretty fun, and I'm gonna have a good time with that up here on the channel. So hopefully at least a few of you that tune in for this Splinter Cell content are looking forward to that as well. Anyway, I should wrap it. I'm rambling at this point. So thanks for stopping by. Like I said, or hopefully I said it, I hope you'll thumb it. I hope I'll see you in the next one. But until then, remember why it hurts. Later.